Hey guys, this is Danielle, also known as NFT Ignition, and I'm here to talk to you today about nodes. I've been getting a lot of questions about strong nodes, ring nodes, meta islands, a lot of these bigger projects that are coming out and selling what they're calling nodes. So I just wanted to give a brief overview of some of these projects and help you guys kind of get on the path of passive income, because that's the goal with all of these projects is passive income. Strong. Strong is the one I'm going to start with. Strongblock.com. That is one of the longest projects that have been around out of any of the ones that going to be talking about. They actually launched in November of last year. And I will say, so what the goal of the project is and what the project is doing now are not exactly the same thing. So the long-term goal of the project is to build validator nodes for networks. Validator nodes essentially hold copies of the blockchain and are used to process transactions. So you know that Bitcoin transaction that you send that has 35 confirmations. That's checking the sending and receiving wallet, 35 different validator nodes to ensure that the information is correct before actually approving and processing that send of that Bitcoin. So this is what Strong is trying to do, is to help people build validator nodes easier. They're usually a very technical thing that requires upkeep and using the computing power of your computer to run the node. So Strong has created a system where they try to build these validators for you. You pay for it, you pay a monthly fee, and then you get rewards for doing it. Now, blockchains don't reward a lot for validator nodes. In addition to them being very difficult to set up, they're also not very monetarily rewarding. A lot of them, like an ETH node, for example, pays like 13% a year. So, that's just not a lot of incentive to set up something that's going to take a lot of your computing power, a lot of your work and upkeep to keep it up. So, Strong's goal was to create a system where they work with blockchains to create rewards via grants. Currently, for example, they have Polygon nodes. They got a grant from Polygon to help pay for the rewards of those nodes. They have Phantom that gave them a grant. Phantom nodes are coming next. Their first nodes were ETH. But basically, right now, the rewards are being paid by other people making nodes. So the reward pool is filled with the tokens of people creating nodes. You pay 10 tokens, 7 tokens go into the reward pool. So even though the goal is to have blockchains rewarding these nodes, currently they're being rewarded basically by other people or by people compounding. Long term, that's not super sustainable, of course. But, even if people were to stop creating nodes today, it's not like the protocol would run out of rewards right away. They have a long runway. I don't know what it was last time I checked. It was like 150 days, where even if people stopped making nodes completely, everybody would still get their tokens for at least 150 days without the pool being refilled. They do have other ways to fill the pool with the NFT sales, merch sales, stuff like that. But I will say, Strong has been the most stable, most reliable. The team is amazing. David Moss is always transparent and available to the community. He does weekly AMAs. I'm super bullish on Strong. I have been in the project since February. It was really like the first node project that a lot of people have gotten into. Now, recently, we've been seeing this trend of all these node projects on other chains. They call themselves nodes, but they're not actually nodes in any way. So a node is giving processing power in some way to the network in one form or another. Now, these don't do that. There aren't actual pieces of hardware somewhere in some warehouse like Strong. They are essentially farming as a service. So they sell you what they call a node, and they use the tokens or the treasury to go and farm on Ohm forks. And Strong, actually, most of these other nodes have invested in Strong nodes to create revenue. And then they bring those funds back onto whatever chain it's on and either do buybacks or use those funds for the rewards in some way. They also follow the same tokenomics, where usually it's 10 tokens that you put in, 7 tokens go to the reward pool. So it's in a way a self-sustaining ecosystem as long as new nodes are being created. Now, their way of creating revenue above and beyond that is farming and other protocols like the Ohm forks and Strong. Some of them, like Meta Islands, for example, has a gaming feature and metaverse feature. Now, like I can't say that I've looked into it too much, but the purpose of the nodes or islands that you buy will be involved in a metaverse game down the road, and that will be what creates the revenue that's feeding into this system of nodes. I would say, you know, the Ring, Meta Islands, LVT, all of these other nodes are a lot higher risk than Strong. So if you're looking in terms of like risk to reward, Strong is probably going to be longer lasting. You know, it's been around for a lot longer already. It has long-term plans, a lot of protocols coming out next year. They said like 50 to 70 new chains validators coming out next year. So each one of those, they'd be getting grants from different chains, working with them to create new nodes, which every time a new chain comes out, that really like strengthens the price of Strong, because you need those tokens to create every type of node, regardless of the chain that it's on. But if you're looking for a degen play, you know, Ring nodes, LVT, Meta Islands, those are all really good options with way higher APY. So Strong is currently at about a 360% APY, whereas these other ones are like in the 2000s to 2,900% APY a year. So we'll see how long they can sustain that, because of course some of them have already got rewards, like the soldier nodes, but when you're paying out that much, it's going to happen eventually where rewards will be cut. It has actually happened with Strong once, months ago. But yeah, so that is kind of just my mind dump on nodes. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You know, there are lots of other ones that I didn't cover, tons of projects on every chain. Like every chain has nodes, so whatever chain you're into, you'll be able to find nodes for that chain. So definitely do your own research. None of this was financial advice. But yeah, thanks for listening.